At some point in life, I was being asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I just said, I want to be alive. We grew up in an environment that had everything. Like you're prone to death, you're prone to going to jail, you're prone to a lot of things.
Is her wanting the best for herself mistaken for kukukalia?
The most dangerous thing is to have a man who is ungovernable. Freedom and whatever men call space can ruin you if you don't have an accountability partner. A listening man will always be mistaken kama mtu amekaliwa. We have been victims of cyberbullying for a very long time. And we said we are not going to stop people from cyberbullying us. And you're not going to take, those are what we call distractors. Kuna watu wanakuwa wamekungoja. We are all human, we make mistakes, and those are our dark sides. But people will wait for that one thing. As familiar people or famous people, people will never give you time to express yourself. They will never.
When you think about Churchill, what exactly crosses your mind?
What exactly crosses my mind is let me say a savior, let me say a mentor, let me say a bridge, let me say a destiny helper. Right now people are trashing, but in their interviews, in their CVs, in their red card, they say, I was in Churchill. I was here, stand-up comedian here. I did this at Churchill. They're using that as an anchor. They use it as an anchor to get where they are. They have forgotten what they have right now primarily came from the source.
A very good morning to you and a warm welcome to LNS Rebuilding Series. My name is Lynn Ngugi. Guy, when you see me smile, it's because I have a reason to. My guest today is here due to public demand. Lakini, we wanted to do this show 2 years ago. And I always say, when God's time reaches, then we have to believe that that's the best time to do things, because I'm sure whatever he speaks to us, whatever he talks to us about is going to build you and also inspire you. Guy, this guy for me, I don't know, like it's just humbling to get to interview some people, because I look at his life's journey. I look at where he is right now. And he has also honestly motivated me and encouraged me when it comes to the type of content that I want to delve in. He says he has a mantra: don't cry, try. That is such a powerful statement, even in the times we are in right now. Don't cry, just try. Of course, we can cry, but we don't have to be there forever. You have to be able to rise up and say, no matter what my past is, and his story is actually a whole, no matter what my past is, I know I'm destined for greatness. Mulimuitisha, nimemleta, and I take you guys seriously. So I always say I read your feedback and I take it seriously. So this one is dedicated and powered by the LNN community, because you guys asked for it. I'm about to let this amazing man introduce himself. But before I do that, I want to say thank you so much to our incredible partners of today's conversation. Sir Eric of Maridadi, this one is for you. I know how passionate you are about, just inspiring the men in our communities. And I know how passionate this episode is for you and your team. So if you're looking into importing a car, why don't you try my people at Maridadi Motors? Also for their cleaning services, they have sparkling driving school, and you can also invest with them. Check them out. The contact details are on your screen, and may you continue doing impactful work to our community. And also, as I said, thank you Team LNN for making it happen. 1 million subscribers, who would have thought? As Lydia Ted says, it can only be God. And of course, to the amazing team that makes this work happen, Scholar, Muga, and the entire management at LNN, Akina Joshua, we appreciate you guys. We see you. And this would not have been possible without your input. So, asanteni sana. And now, without further ado, please allow me to let my guest today introduce himself.
Yeah, thank you so much. Wow, what an introduction. Congratulations, by the way, on your 1 million subscribers.
Almost 1
We saw you when you had 0 subscribers.
Tell
and
me
these
about
are good.
it.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
You saw me shooting under a
Yeah,
tree.
under a tree. It's been a journey, and everyone you're always reminded to enjoy the journey.
Yes.
Not the destination.
Yes.
And here we are enjoying the journey. Thank you so much. My name is my M-Pesa name is Lawrence Mwangi Macharia, and so is my ID name. But the industry calls me Terence Creative.
Yeah.
So that's what the name that I go by, and such a pleasure to be here. Finally, we are here.
We are here.
2 years later.
2 years later,
God's
bro.
timing.
God's timing.
Yes.
How are you feeling?
I'm very happy. I feel blessed, and I thank God.
God.
I thank God for
Yes.
this far. Yes, because even those 2 years, we were elsewhere.
Yes,
Now we are somewhere.
We were
Yes,
elsewhere.
yes.
But Terence, man, God akubless.
Asante,
Me,
God
I look
akubless.
at
Yeah,
you.
yes.
You are the manuscript. I
Yes.
look at people like you. I look at people like Churchill. I look at you guys. You are the manuscript. Like you guys, you know, I had Louis Otieno here and he was talking about being a pathfinder.
Yes.
And I look at you and your story. You had a choice to say, let me give up. But you chose not to. But let me ask you a common question.
Yes.
I get asked by people because I would love to see how you answer it. People ask me sometimes, Lynn, did you think you would get here? Did you
No,
think
I
you would?
had a very, where there's a point in life I didn't, because I've had a very, very humbling, extremely humbling background where I normally tell people, you know, people are being asked, when you grow up, what will you want to be? Some people say, I want to be a doctor, I want to be an international correspondent. At some point in life, I was being asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I just said, I want to be alive. Because there was no, I just wanted to be alive. Because considering the environment, what is surrounding you, we grew up in it actually hit me sometimes back, like, hey, up and it will grow, and God saw us through. We grew up in an environment that had everything. Like, you're prone to death, you're prone to going to jail, you're prone to a lot of things. Because I grew up in the heart of Mlango Kuba. That is like Madare.
Yes.
So where nyumba yetu maliko, neighbor, sisi kwa tuanze kwetu, sisi tulikuwa tunauza changa, neighbor anauza bangi, across kuna neighbor anauza gum. Okay, hapa kando kuna wezi wengine wanakaa wawili. Huku kwa barabara ndio wezi upitia hapo. Hapo bado ndio riot police wanaanzianga kupiga watu. So you see all these things surrounding you. That is danger, there is a lot of promiscuous behavior. Yes. And you're very young, because I remember, and I don't think I've mentioned it, but I started smoking when I was 9 years old. So that could tell you what kind of environment I was in. And it was very comfortable because no one asked you in the ghetto, ati mbono nafanya hivi. Only my grandmother was cautious about it, but the rest of the people wanaona ni maisha ya kawaida. So that's when we started doing drugs. That's when we started dating, puppy love. So you get so much exposed to a lot of things that are not healthy to you at that age. So when I grew up, I just wanted to be alive. Then badai sasan, that's when God now tries to instill some things in you, some hope, some light in you.
Yes.
So I didn't. It was unaonanga ile light of the tunnel, end of the tunnel. Tunnel yetu bado ilikuwa imefungwa. Na ujui ni nani yako na hiyo kifunguo, but it was God.
Yes.
So I just wanted to be alive because of such environment. And I'm happy where we are right now.
Look at us. More grace to you.
Yeah, more grace.
More grace to you.
More grace.
I remember, because we used to live in Huruma. So Mlango Kubwa comes before Huruma.
Yes.
So if you're coming from town, you gotta pass Isili and then Mlango, and then you get to...
Huruma mulikuwa mmeomoka.
Sisi tulikuwa tumeomoka kidogo.
Yes.
But I haven't passed there. It's been a minute because it comes with a lot of...
Memories. I go through there. I drive through there. I drive through there. There are times I used to walk through there, and I just go there. As you said, you don't cry, you try. I try to use my past as a tool to motivate my present and my future.
Yeah.
And I know is not that I'm special. It's God's privilege. I tell people it's a privilege. You know, people say tuonane kesho. It's not, you're not guaranteed of tomorrow. It's God guarantees. it's God who has your tomorrow.
Yes.
So I passed there never to forget where I came from. You did an interview with Jane, stylist.
Yes.
Jane was my neighbor.
No way.
Yes. There's a photo of Jane, and I think you can capture it somewhere. Mahali alikuwa anashukia watu.
Yeah.
So Jane, hao ndio alikuwa ameomoka kwetu. Kuomoka in terms of, unaonanga ploti zikijengwa, tulikuwa tunaekea extension. So nyumba yao iko na ukuta side moja, na huku ingine ni mabati. Yetu ilikuwa pure mabati. So we grew with them. So we used to kukuluwa kwa wanatupikia maomena and everything. That was the environment that we grew up. Yes.
So hao ndio walikuwa wameomoka. Walikuwa
wameomoka ni juu mahali wamejenga kuna ukuta imepita kwao. Au kwetu ni mabati tu.
Yes.
And there is I tell people people are so lucky. Like today you are able to see kwa nyumba iko na washroom. Sisi kwetu tuko na washroom. We used to have a kandoo. And you see that kandoo is for everyone. That's where you do everything. Mimi, shosho, after my mom passed, Mimi, shosho yangu, my two brothers, and my uncles. So hata hiyo kubwa. So that was our house. Kuna double deck hapa, melala wawili. Kuna kitanda ya shosho hapo. Then you are able to see everything. So in that environment, you wouldn't think of anything else. Ni kutafuta 800 yenye italipa nyumba na food ya kesho. Na ukitoka nje, you have to avoid one, kushikwa na polisi because of msako. Secondly, to be a victim of mob justice because madhari kuna watu wanakanga hivi. Unaweza kuwa innocent lakini sura yako polisi anakaibia na wewe ni mwizi. Hata kama hujaiba kitu ya mtu, you look like a suspect. So you had to fight a lot of things. A lot of things. Yes.
Allow me to touch a bit on your background.
Yes.
And I love, that statement that you keep saying, don't cry, try. Don't cry, try. I wish we could start a movement. Ama cry kidogo, then try mob. Cry tu kidogo, because either ways, we're gonna cry at some point.
Yes, cry as you go on. Just, lia tu kiendaga, but don't stop. Because you say, you utakapo, ulie, the world is not going to pity you. The world is moving so fast. People are thinking a lot of things. There's even a meme going around on TikTok. Unasema, unaamuka asubuhi kuomba Mungu mapema kabla hajachokeshwa na watu wengine. Because you are 7 billion of us. So you have to keep going. You never stop because when you start crying, it brings a lot. It's okay to cry, but once you cry, it pulls a lot of things. It pulls misery. It pulls like hopelessness. Like I can't do this. This is not for me. I'll tell you one story, and I think I shared with my wife. I grew up in poverty to an extent that I would walk outside a supermarket and run. Like this is the entrance of a supermarket, but I ran past it because this is not for us. That's why I tell people, mtu asikwambie hii si yako. Ati hii ni ya watu fulani. You know, there is a saying, people say, wachana na hiyo iko na wenyewe. You know that statement?
Yes.
People don't know what they are doing to people. Ati Mercedes, hiyo iko na wenyewe. There is no wenyewe. Wenyewe ni sisi. We are, if that person can have it, you can as well have it. So we had that mentality of, supermarket, unaingia kufanya nini? You understand? And at one point, I went to Hilton, the hotel. I was so scared. I didn't want to go in there because I knew hii ni ya matajiri na nini. Because mimi kwa chokoratu unazungukanga town na okota scrap metal, nilikuanga pinji na nilikuanga bega. So nisaidie shilingi 10. Mamangu na babangu walikufa, nisipoenda pesa nyumbani mamangu ataniua na uwe baba yangu, those ones. Then one day nikangara tu nikianza kusoma nikasema wacha niingie Hilton kwa ninakuaga na nini. So I got in there. There's a square. Watu wameenda Hilton, there's a square there.
The one people sit there.
So I sat there. And I was like, watu wanasikianga hivi. Hata sikumaliza dakika 2. Huyo jamaa akakuja. Wase wanakuwa ni kama watu unapeanga kifunguo. Unaitwa vale.
Yes.
Are you waiting for someone, sir? Alinita, are you waiting for someone, sir? Nikaangalia nyuma kama ni mimi. Nikatoka nje. So with that I knew, unajua shida zako hazikuangi zimejiandika until the time you open your mouth. You understand?
Yes.
That's when now people will see and hear about you. So that's why you're told, be careful of how you carry yourself. You give people an opportunity, or you tell people how to treat you. You understand? So that way I tell people, don't cry, try. That means face the life with confidence.
Yeah.
Face it. It's your problem. Face it with confidence.
Yes.
So we grew with such mentality, poverty mentality. Na nilikuwa nimefika hapo. Mimi ni mtu wa ghetto, niko sawa. Nikipata miyangu 5 niko sawa. Understand? I didn't know that 5,000 will do much more than 500 because where mahali niko, I'm containing a certain cocoon. Niko na 500 yangu, nimepiga hapo jaba yangu, nimepiga chapo chafua ya 10 bob, nimechukua inaitangwa kakoko kangu hapo hivi, na niko na nini bado ya jioni, nianza kula 30 bob. So na hesabu yangu inaishenga kwa, nikipata 500 niko sawa. So kama 500 niko sawa, ukinipea 5,000 usimeniharibu. Mimi ni governor, nimeingia, nimenunulia watu nyadala. Nino nyadala na kuaga zile matritrop changa ilikuwa inaekangu hapo. So kuna changa ya 100. And when you have someone or something that can always challenge you to go to the next level, that's the best thing.
That's the best
so
thing.
Most of us wameholdiwa, and we have a lot of potential and talented people in the ghetto. Is only they need something to unlock. But before you get someone to unlock you, you unlock yourself with your mentality. Unasema, you have to tell it. Unaonanga ile unaambia, where there is a will, there is a way. You have to tell it to yourself first. Ujiambie, ni sawa nimelelewa hapa, lakini lazima nitoke ndio nisaidie watu wengine.
I love that. Walk me through the unlocking, because I was listening to your story with the beautiful Grace Msalame, and you are saying that you started, the way you said, you started doing drugs at such a young age. You are doing cigarettes. Shosh is selling changa. She sends you to go and taste it.
Yes,
so wewe ndio litmus paper.
Nikwambia nisipofunga macho niachana nayo. Yuko sawa, ameongeza maji.
So ukifunga macho ndio iko strong.
Najua ni kali. Then nilikuwa niweka kwa bag ya shule. So unajua polisi isimamisha mtoto wa shule. Yes.
You know, and also you are going, your mom is gone. You barely had an experience with your dad. So at what particular moment did it hit you? Because you said before the world unlocks you, you gotta unlock yourself. When did you get this moment where you are like, something, yuko sawa, this is not it.
Just to fast forward, when I was 9, that's when my mom passed on. And then my dad, who I never got to blurry vision or even memory of who he was. Then it came to me like nilijiambia I'm depressed. So mamangu amekufa, babangu amekufa. So I started doing drugs. So I started cigarette, I started changa. There's a place called Nigeria in hapo kabla ufike Huruma. Kabla iko hapo Kiboro. There's a place called Nigeria. That's where we used to get drugs. Zinaitwa masi. Masi ni dawa za wenda wazimu. Ukienda na wenda wazimu unapeangwa hizo dawa. Wazimu inainuka ndio itushuke. So you used to use those to calm people down, to calm yourself down. So I started drugs as a way of consoling myself. Then I wouldn't stay at home because tuko wengi. So lazima niende huko, nipige uchokora yangu, nifanye begging, nifanye peddling. Kulikuwa na wa Nigeria na wa Cameroon, I think walikuwa na kai saidi ya Isili. So wezi ingia ghetto, tunaendea bangi, na 10, tunauza huko 100. So those are the things that I started doing. By then, there was no talent, there was nothing. As I said, I just wanted to survive. I just want to be alive to see the other day. Actually, the person who came to my rescue was my brother. There's a lady called Rose. I call her Auntie Rose. She took her to children's home, pale Milly children's home. Then yeye ndiye akanitetea, akasema niko na ndugu yangu pia ako pale kwa street mdogo, mumsaidie. So at Milly children's home, that's when now things started kufunguka, unlocking. Then I was following a passion. I was actually repeating what I did best, because I started a drama club hapo hivi, MCF. Then I will do it every weekend. Every weekend I formed like a drama club. Then people used to come, these Pambazuka people, to do set books. There's a group called Planet.
Yes.
For those who have been in theater,
Yeah.
they used to perform. So I was like, I was wanatufanyia set book.
Yeah, Davy.
Yeah, Davy.
Yes.
Later I wouldn't know that he'll become my boss.
Oh.
So I used to follow them. Now there's a guy called Mambogo or something. There's a guy alikanini sana. Kulikuwa na Mwachofi and another guy, Anto.
And Rutabingwa.
Rutabingwa.
Yes. Hi, Rutabingwa.
Yes.
That guy is a good guy. Yeah.
Very nice guy.
That's a good guy.
That guy I used to look, I have never told him, but I used to admire that guy because that guy was perfect. There was another guy called Mwachofi.
Yes.
Then there was Ronnie.
Yes.
Ronnie was also in Planet. Ronnie later became my boss in Pambazuka traveling theater. So I used to look those guys. I go there backstage, naongelesha niaje wasie mnafanyanga nini? Mimi ni wa Mathare, ni wa nitoka Githare, naweza kuja huko theater nione nini mnafanyanga. So tukifunga shule huko MCF na kuja theater. Naangalia ni nini, nafanya audition, naanguka. When I finished high school, so I went to theater direct.
Yeah.
I think nikafanya nini kidogo hiyo Planet kidogo sikuweza kutravel now. I traveled with Pambazuka ya Ronnie. Sasa Ronnie alikuwa ameshafungua yake na Godfrey Odhiambo. Then I joined Hastings. I didn't stay there for long. So I started my theater. Actually people ndio walikuwa dogo nakwambia fanya hii. Then with that, after umemaliza kutravel, now we started doing a club show. We are the people who started comedy clubs. In Tribeca, there was I Club with Akina Fredo Mondi, MC Jose, now a very, very big guy. Then from there, that's when Victor Bell spotted me in those clubs. Kaniambia wewe sukuje Carnival. Kuja hapa kwa Churchill uone ni nini tunafanya. So when I went there, I went to audition as a stand-up comedian. I auditioned as a stand-up comedian, did one show.
Yeah.
After a long time. But after that, Victor told me, you're not supposed to be performing. You have more, because people will come. A lot of artists will come here and they niaje, skiza hii mstari nienda aje. So I was more into creating people's content. So yeah, he decided, kuja kwa meza, initago meza. Kuja kwa meza, saidia wasanii kuandika mistari.
You now.
Yes. Me now.
Yes.
So I started choreographing, directing, showing, writing jokes for those artists. Wengine wanakuja wana idea, wanataka kuongelea sufuria, so we sit down na watengenezea, they go perform for that long.
Wow.
Yes. For that long. Until sometimes we had a break. Churchill had a break, then we went to something called Crazy Comedy. So Crazy Comedy, you remember the Hilton that I was running away? Crazy Comedy was hosted in Hilton and we had a full show. We had a full house at Hilton. Then I never told people I was there. I would go backstage and cry and say, God, in your place ingia. Saina host watu hapo hivi. It was quite something.
Wow.
It was quite something. We had, it was me and Fredo Mondi. Before by then kulikuwa na LOL ina run, na kulikuwa na ingine Jalangwa alikuwa nafanya. So that's basically how fast forward of my story was.
Yeah.
But in all these things, when we say you don't cry, you try, because you had an option of staying at home. You had an option of being in the theater there, cry and say, mi niko tu nangoja tu siku ya God. Siku ya God itakam, mi niko tu poa. God ananielewa. God anakuelewa. Lakini unajua pia God alielewaga Musa na akamuuliza ni nini ako nayo.
Kwa mkono yake.
So you use what you have. And with time, vitu zikakuja zikifunguka. So after that show, now I went back to Churchill, still continued.
Yes.
Doing scripting for artists, choreographing, those things.
So you're telling me there are artists here who have cracked the best jokes, but you are behind those jokes.
Yes, 99%, I think. Top comedians in this Kenya have used my line on stage. Not once, not twice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you ever, not that you need a thank you, but I didn't know like this part, but do you ever get acknowledged for that? Because
I stopped seeking acknowledgement because when I realized who pays for that acknowledgement is God. Yeah. Most of the people behind the scenes are treated badly in this country. But while in America, those are the most important things.
Exactly.
Even when people are receiving the award, this is what they say, I would like to thank my producer, I want to thank my scriptwriter. Here, I'll give you a scenario, and I don't know, I'm always pushed to say this because I want people to recognize even the person that cleans you. You know, like here, there's someone who brings tea. There's someone who ushered me in coming here. Unaenda hapo kwa Lynn, karibu. Those are very important people. They make up all this. I remember at one point, and God works in a very miraculous way.
Yeah.
God, let me say, God is funny. You know, kuna vitu Mungu anaweza kufanya useme, hii nayo hata sikuwa naona. I used to go to NTV with someone that I've not slept trying to choreograph, write, naandika script yake, jokes, utafanya hivi, tunakutana, tuna rehearse. Then that guy goes to interview. So when you go to NTV for the trend, kuna mahali mnakaanga, then guest. But pale kuna kakio unaona mtu ana interview. And I see that guy asked, how do you come up with material? And he said, manze huwa inakuwaga ngumu sana. Sometimes we don't sleep. We have to burn the midnight oil. And I'm like, I'm the guy who burns the midnight oil.
I'm the one who didn't sleep.
And you can't even say, kuna watu nisaidia pale nje. You understand? Now, this is what God does. This is what God does. Few months after that, I become a host in the same show. Yeah. Then things happen. God does things. I go to boardrooms. I'm seated here. I'm being given the same brief as this guy is being given. And I'm like, God, you know how to balance. My wife says, Mungu anajua kusawazisha. And I feel, and I want to tell people, learn to recognize people, because you can't walk alone. You need to recognize these people behind the scenes. That is what they do. You understand? They are behind there so that you may shine in front there. And if you don't, there's a blessing that comes with these people. Yes. If you don't recognize these people, then who will?
I love that we got here. There's a man I've always wanted to interview.
Yes.
I said I will never chase that interview.
Yes.
When time is right, he'll be on the show. Churchill.
Amazing.
I've heard a lot said about Churchill, but you are a constant. What you said 5 years ago about him is what you're still saying now about him.
Yes.
What role did he play in your life? And when you think about Churchill, what exactly crosses your mind?
What exactly crosses my mind is let me say a savior, let me say a mentor, let me say a bridge, let me say a destiny helper, because whatever the platform that was there, people, you have to see the platform. You understand? Ni kama Biblia tu pia ni platform. Hiyo vitu ziko hapo ndani unaweza ignore kupitia, labda ndio zinatupeleka mbinguni, ndio zitatupeleka actually.
Yes.
It's a platform. He is a platform, and he is a bridge to many things. Because if I didn't go through Churchill, you know, people tend to say that, hey, ujamaa anatoa hiyo character vizuri. It takes 10 years to make 1 year right. All these years of behind the scenes, I know how to write a script. I know how to, to deliver a joke. I know how to build up to a joke. It is through that platform that I hear a lot of people right now are trashing and doing all those things. But to me, that guy is a mentor. He's a bridge, very important in my career, because I learned a lot of things there. I got my wife from that platform, you understand? He's a person who will always call me on days that you don't expect me. Where shikidia tu hapo when things, when storms hit and everything. He's a person that I will call and ask, niaje nafanya. I even called him for the show when I was doing wash for. Ask niaje nafanya show nini. He advised me, do 1, 2, 3. na inaenda hivyo. And I wouldn't want to disrespect him. And I see a lot of things are happening. People are saying things. It is okay. But I want to remind people one thing. And let me say actually this. No matter how big you grow, no matter how masculine you become, you will never be older than your father. Never. You will never be. And there is a blessing. I was actually being told by a very old person. There is a blessing that comes with a source. You know, there is a source. There is where you come. You know, all these people being called former Churchill show comedian. Nini Churchill show. You see that thing.
The Churchill.
That thing that you want to abuse right now, that you want to trash. There is a blessing that comes with it. And where there is a blessing, there can also be a curse. So it's for you to choose. It's for you to choose. You understand? I ask people one question. Because people say, oh, hatukulipo vizuri, hatukufanya nini. CBK, mahali pesa ineko. How much money is there? A lot. Billions of money. Tuko na watchman pale, analipo pesa ngapi?
Kiwango yake.
Let's give a figure.
30K?
30,000. Mbona seme yapeo 30% of the money inside there? But what happens when this guy leaves this place, comes with a CV, puts it on the table? I formerly worked at CBK. What happens to that person? Right now people are trashing, but in their interviews, in their CVs, in their rate card, they say, I was in Churchill. I was here, stand-up comedian here. I did this at Churchill. They're using that as an anchor. They use it as an anchor to get where they are. They have forgotten what they have right now primarily came from the source. So as much as every job has challenges, I wouldn't stand here and trash this guy and say, hey, huyu jamani nifanyia hivi na hivi. Kwenye hakuna challenges, babako haikosa pesa ukafukuzwa shule.
Mob sana.
You understand? Right now they have their own company. Let me believe they're giving their staff a 5-star treatment. I tend to believe that, which is not, because we know those companies they are running. We know what they are doing to their staff. So don't trash the source.
Yeah.
Because that guy there's a grace
that
guy has. And that grace trickles to all of us. It's a triple effect. So it's for you to choose. And I'm not saying you keep quiet. You keep saying whatever you want to say. But for me, I'm very spiritual. I respect God. And I respect people that God has anointed. You understand? We were all given a platform. We pick, run with it. But we never forget.
Never forget.
Never forget.
Profound. Where do you think the anger comes from? Where do you think people feel? I don't want to demean what people feel, but I've been in this industry long enough to know if you're coming here first time, in your first 3 months, you are not going to earn the same as someone who has been here for years, right? And I feel the anger is more about money.
It is not anger. Let's not confuse anger and pride and ego. This is a matter of ego. It's a matter of I'm here now. You understand? It's a matter of I'm here now.
Ni mimi niko
hapa sasa. I can do whatever you are doing. I can give a platform as you give people. We are getting it wrong. It's not a matter of anger. This is something that someone has harbored from a long time ago. That is why it's so much, you feel it, you can see it.
That's the anger.
Yes.
They harbored it.
This one is pride. Ni ego. Ni kama sasa unataka kwenda kuonesha babako uko na misuli. And your father is weak. He is weak because he was fending for you. Babako amezeeka akikutafutia. But now you have grown muscles. Unataka kumuonesha hakuna kitu. Watoto wengine walikuwa nakulaga mkate na mayai. Wewe hakuna kitu ulinifanyia wewe. Ulikuwa unatuletea mkate peke yake. Understand? Watu walikuwa wanapiga chocolate. Wewe unatuwekea turungi. You understand? Did we ever I did my own show and I actually called Churchill and said, we, actually, that was my word. I said, we, even ndio umekuwa ukisikia hiyo miaka yote. What did we go to do there on stage as a comedian? Let me put myself as a comedian. What did we go to do there? We were backstage. waiting for Jesse, waiting for someone to say, and now, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Terence Creative. Ananipea mic. Hiyo mic najua mali imetoka. Najua mali inalipiwa. Nimepata lights, nimepata stage.
Najua Jesse atalipwa aje.
Nimepata mtu wa makeup. You understand? So we don't understand. We enjoy the cake. We don't understand the process that the baker has gone through. Keki ndio hii hapa, pressure, KPLC miti zimeanguka, hakuna stima, ako hapo anajiuliza ni kuni nitaweka, ni nini nitaweka hii keki hivi. But at the end of the day it has to. You understand? Then wewe umekuja tu, pap, umepewa mic, umepiga, umeenda. So you have left. And what do you do when you leave the stage? Nimemaliza. I would say backstage, nimemaliza, nipewe pesa yangu niende. You understand? It is okay. It is your right. Umeperform, utapewa. But you go back and ask yourself, even one day ask this guy, what is the process? Ni nini unapitianga? I tend to ask people here. I wake up every day, I have an obligation to make people happy. I have an obligation to inspire people. People are in my DM. Oh, nimefanywa nini? Mtoto wangu amefukuzwa nini? Nimefanywa nini? Do you even take time to ask yourself, who entertains Terence? Who consoles Terence? When he is depressed, who?
I think.
So there is a lot.
And
I'm saying, don't insult the source. Don't abuse the source. Because there is a grace that comes from up there.
Yeah.
Si alijipeo kazi. And you can say whatever you want to say.
The fact
remains. Time will tell, my brother. And me, I'm not here to say, wacheni kutukanana. Tukana huyo jamaa. Tukana yeye proper. But I'm telling you, never. Hivi. Tsunami yangu usinyoshe mkono. The anointed one. Never. So mwenye masikio na asikie.
Yeah. Let me ask you though, because I don't want to dwell there.
Yes.
There's a question, because you guys earned some pretty good cash, right? But also a lot of you were young, well at it, right? Do you think it should have come with a bit of financial education? Were you guys mentored into how you...
Even without going there, I was there. I was a staff. There's one time Churchill called financial advisor. I went to the ground I called comedians. They asked me, tunapatia financial advice, tuko na pesa gani? You know what followed after there? They started earning money. Not from the platform, per se, from outside sources. Let's ask themselves, let's ask ourselves, where is the money? What did you do with the money? What did you do with the platform? Because they had independent shows that never involved Churchill. Never had say, kuja tu MC hapa, kuja fanya harusi hapa, kuja fanya hivi. Hiyo yuhusu Churchill na chochote. Sio ni pesa yako umepewa. What did you do with the money?
Yes.
Understand? At the end of the day kulikuwa na pesa. Yenye ilikuwa. So what did you do with that?
Good.
Yes.
And I'm about to ask you that question. What did you do with the money, Terence? Because mimi sijawahi sikia ati someone has spent over 6 million, 5 to 6, they've lost 5 to 6 million on betting. Sijasikia mtu akisema. Because even when you were in Churchill, you were still smoking, right?
Yes, I was smoking. I was a chain smoker.
That's money.
Yeah, that's money.
You've said the estimation is also in millions in how much you've smoked.
Yes,
so
smoke
you are
and
smoking,
yes.
And you are also an addict.
Yes.
When it comes to betting.
Yeah. So what really happened is I really never want to count the money that I got from Churchill, but I count the value that I got from the platform. That is the priceless thing. That is what we are not.
What are you doing to me on this show right now? Because I'm about to give you like a standing ovation. You never count the money
that I got from Churchill. I count the value.
Yeah, this cannot be an Abel Mutua interview again, because we gonna keep
that's what. So the whatever I wasted and whatever, I don't count it, but I count the value, because that is priceless. The skill that we got, you know, the confidence that we got. It's the same confidence you're using to confront the same person that gave us the platform to have that confidence. You understand?
Tawafundisha kizungu.
Hey, sio kizungu, ni tuelewe mahali tuko.
Yes.
So we had challenges in life, and there's always something that comes in when money comes in. You're trying to, hizi vitu zote ni za kujitafuta. You're looking on ways of winning. You're here irresponsibly gambling and whatever. You understand? Mpaka upate akili ya I need to be responsible. So the negative, is it called the vice?
Yes,
the vice that I got during that period is what now I took as a tool and as a lesson. Put it on a table, try to study, and how did I handle my money? How did I handle my fame? How did I handle my popularity? You understand? How did I handle the network that I got from this platform? So those are the things that I learned, and after a while now I realized I need to be more responsible, because time inaenda, I have a family, I have people who are looking at me, you know. Ukishapata mtoto, hata kama huna mtoto, kuna familia, there are people who look up to you. They directly depend on you. Kuna ndugu yako mahali anataka kusomeshwa, kuna kazini yako, kuna mtu anakuita anko anataka umsaidie. So the money or the thing that you are given is not for you, it's for the people that are looking up to you. That's why God chose you to give you. So I use all that. Hizo vitu zote wanasema, I learned how to save. Niko na mpaka zile lessons za naweza jifurahisha aje na pesa kidogo, naweza tosheka aje na pesa kidogo. So what we are lacking basically is contentment. If you are content, appreciate what you have as you look for what you don't have. Understand? That's what I learned. So I took all these things, all these challenges, smoking, hizo vitu zote, irresponsible gambling and all that. Sasa I turned them into a responsibility. I became more responsible. And when I became more responsible, it did not mean I was earning more than I
earned before.
It's only that I knew how to spend, to use more of what I had. Yes.
How do we bounce back from an addiction? Because when you went to the children's home, obviously you were addicted to this and this, and you had to go through a process so that you don't relapse, right? Again, in your future, in your older self, there is smoking, and then there is betting. All these addictions, for someone who is watching, how did you do it? How did you come? Is it fast and easy space to come out of? And how did you do it?
Every addiction is a journey. Every addiction is a journey, but you have to realize, why are you doing this? What is the importance of this? What do you want to gain from this?
The why.
Yeah, it's the why. So I was there smoking and asking myself, it was very bad. I used to do 60 sticks per day. Those are 3 packets of cigarette. And people say, the more unavuta sigara ndio the more unakuwa creative. So there is an excuse. Understand? There is an excuse to whatever you are doing. This is the excuse. I want to feel cool, I want to feel that. So, but I realized it's really harming me. A bad breath. I had bleeding gums. I had headaches, breathing problems. My wife had said she won't kiss me until the time I quit smoking. And it took 5 years before now we had a proper kiss, like, na enjoy mtu yangu. Nasikia hizo my lips, nini. From a peck to a snogan, you know, I'm like,
to a French kiss.
Good. A French kiss and all that. And it's good. It's good. Yeah. When you sacrifice yourself, you always get something good.
I love that.
Yeah. So I spend a lot of money on this addiction, because one addictions lead to another thing. Like when you used to smoke, you're addicted to cigarette, you're addicted to shisha, to bang. All these things you are spending. You are burning money. You're actually burning money. You're not responsible. In terms of now gambling, you are betting irresponsibly. You are taking money that is supposed to cater for other things. Unaenda unaziweka hapo. You're not betting responsibly. They also say responsible. You have to be responsible. You can't take all your fortune unataka kuweka hapo hivi. You have to be responsible in everything that you do. So I chose to be responsible. Nilikuwa nakunywa vibaya, nilikuwa navuta sigara vibaya, spend myself in casinos huko, sitaki kurudi nyumbani, you understand? mtu anakuwa responsible. Enda piga shughuli, enda. Make sure you don't harm yourself, you don't harm your family. So I became more responsible with whatever I'm doing, and things started changing, and I'm like, kumbe hizi vitu zinaweza kuwa hivi if I become responsible. So everything I do now, I do responsible. Yes.
I love that.
Even if you are gambling, you have to be very responsible. Betting responsibly. You understand? Don't kill yourself in something that you can control. And if you know you can't control something, if that thing is in control of you, then there's a problem.
There's a problem.
Yeah.
It's already in control.
Yeah, it also happens with fame. Because kuna mtu anaweza toa sauti uone hii si wewe unaongea, ni kiburi. Ni mahali jina yako imefika, so that's why you get the confidence of saying, sasa wewe unaniambia nini wewe? Unisaidia wapi? Unataka kuniambia nini? Naweza fungua channel yangu hata mimi saizi, niko na hiyo capacity. So that is part of responsibility. Yeah.
That's profound. Because we are bound to get there sometimes.
Yeah.
No one is perfect. We are bound to do those things.
Yes.
And then you gotta ask yourself now the why. Is it serving you or is it taking control of you, right? But talk to me about branching out. I think for me, the hardest time or the toughest time of my career was juggling between, do I want to stay here or do I want to start something of my own, right? It was such a tough place to be in, tough position to be in. For you, how did you know when is the right time to leave your boss now and branch out to your own self and start something?
I never left my boss per se, but what I did, I changed my circle, because sometimes it becomes difficult. It's very difficult for you to explain your vision to people that you're in the same level. You need to speak to people. You need to know where you're going. So where you're going, there are people already there. Go talk to those people. They will tell you how they got there. We can't talk, both of us. And I tell people, before you embark on a journey, you have to know where you're going first. So me and you, we are stuck. Tumefika hapa tumekwama. We have done everything.
Yeah.
You keep asking me, tutatoka aje hapa na tumekwama na wewe. Tutadu nini? We don't need to ask. We need to ask someone who was there and they left.
Already.
You need to. So I changed my circle a bit and I realized, whoa, yeah, this is the way to go. And among the circle that I changed, the only person that I left is Churchill. Because I never forgot. You know, unaweza kana mtu mzoeane na usahau wako mbele yako. I never forgot that this guy is way far ahead. And he's where I want to be. So he's among the people that ask, where do we go when we get there? So I changed my circle. Of course, I left a few, because you need a few people to bring you story from the other side. Ni vizuri, unahitaji fitina kwa maisha yako.
Wacha hivyo.
Yeah, and you need someone to take the information to the other side.
Hey,
yeah.
No way.
You need a bridge. Yeah, sips leans tea.
Sips leans tea. Ijaungua.
So if you change your circle, I tell my wife, don't do away with people.
Yes.
Categorize your friends. Huyu ni wa udaku, huyu ni wa development, huyu ni wa fitina, huyu ni wa chama, huyu ni wa growth. Never lose your friend. Any of your friend. Never.
Diversify the circle.
Choose your enemies wisely. Don't lose them. Weka hapo. Huyu si ni wa fitina. Na unakaa mzuri unamwambia, unajua haunipendi. Lakini lazima ukae hapa ndio uone ile kazi Mungu ananifanyia. Okay. Wewe ndio shahidi.
Mimi sina hiyo grace.
Kujeni. Amebarikiwa. So you need this person.
Lakini mimi sina hiyo grace.
Unahitaji grace.
Sijui mimi siwezi.
You need this grace.
No, tell me, niambie.
I tell people, don't be shy, don't be embarrassed to show your blessing, because Satan was not embarrassed when he was embarrassing you in poverty. Alikuanika kama billboard. Don't.
It's a rap, guys. Bye.
Never.
Don't be embarrassed.
Yeah. You know, when we are in Mathare, we are an example of poverty.
Ndio wale. Msicheze na hao.
Yeah. So when you hide your blessing, ni kama utaki kuonesha that God works. That is what.
Najua tunasemangaje.
Yeah.
There is a guest of us alituchanua. Tunyamazie shida na tunyamazie ushuhuda. It can never be.
It can never be.
It can never be.
But this is the thing that you need to do.
Yes.
Don't announce before it's ready as well. Because someone told us even Jesus was a blessing na alifichwa.
Where do you separate a win and pride? Because I've struggled with that also. There are so many things that have happened.
What separates that is the motive. Yeah, it is a motive. It is the motive. At the end of the day, am I getting my blessing to inspire? I get my blessing to inspire other people in Mathare. I tell them, kama mimi nimetoka hapa kwenyu, nimepata hii, pia unaweza pata. It could also be the same like magasia nyinyi endeleeni kukaa hapa. Hakuna kitu mnaniambia, you know.
Yeah.
Those are two directions. So it depends with your motive. Whatever you are getting, what do you want to use it? How do you want to use your blessing?
Now,
do you want to use your blessing to intimidate other people? Do you want to use your blessing
to inspire
other people?
So you see, so let me talk to you about it. For me, I wanna post. Wacha zile award tatu siku post. I have 2 more I've never posted.
You have already posted them right now.
Niambie watu.
Sasa usha post. Kusema tu ziko, hiyo ni post.
Okay. Oh yeah?
Yeah.
No, not show. You won't go on a show. But you wanna tell people, guys, look, this is amazing. Nini. You just wanna write something beautiful about it. Me, I'm always like, we will not, yani, me, I hate poverty 100%. I keep saying I would rather work hard, but I'll never go back there.
I never glorify poverty as well.
I will never glorify it. Like, I just hate that thing, right? So when these awards come, for me, it's also an affirmation. Like, look at where we are right now. So part of me wants to post it. So whoever is in Huruma or whoever is somewhere can be like onenili. Then there's the fear. There's that fear of, hey, sasa, I struggle with that thing so much.
My friend, let me tell you, don't ever struggle again. It is the motive. It is the motive. You see, when we are posting something, there are people say, naifikie mtu fulani, naifikie maasidi, naifikie maadui. What is your motive there? Is I want to show them that I'm better than you. It is all, if your motive is clear, if your conscience is clear, now you say, God, I want to post this so that I may inspire a person.
Yeah.
That is the thing that will go. That is the motive. And you see, anything that has a good motive, you'll never have backlash. Hautakosa usingizi. Utalala vizuri. Think of it this way. Is it not the devil whispering to you that usioneshe hii? Ndio watu endelee kukua intimidated, waseme, hata hii kazi ilipangi, hii kazi ya ma-influencer ilipangi. Why don't you look at it that way? It's the devil whispering to you, usiweke hiyo, so that it may not inspire someone else. You see?
Let's talk about fame. I love that we were talking about it. Fame, you know? With fame comes the good side, the ugly side, and the hapo tu katikati, right? So, walk me through fame and scandal for someone who has been in the industry. You've had your highs. You know, I was here with Abel and he was saying, people love you because of what you're giving them, you know? The moment you stop giving them what they are getting from you, they will troll you from here to Timbuktu. Walk me through fame. How does fame look like right now for you? And is it something that you appreciate? Or is it something like, I wish ningekuwa tu nachekesha watu, but nisikue hii side ingine?
First of all, I don't like calling myself
Famous.
Famous. I'm familiar. I'm a familiar face. And everything comes with a price. Everything comes with a price. And for me, fame is a tool to me. A tool in a way that to unlock things that are, you know, to reach things that were unreachable. Like I can call the president, he knows who I am. You understand? I can call a certain company, they have heard about me. You understand? So I'm using it as a tool to reach and to unlock things that I was not able to get.
Yes.
You understand? And remember I said responsibility? Everything comes with responsibility. If you're given, it's something that you're given. God amekupatia hiyo fame, amekupea talent. You should be responsible on how you handle it. Understand? And how you handle yourself. Because if you don't handle it carefully, it can ruin you, it can destroy you. And I tell you one thing. The higher you rise, the more keen the devil is. Yeah. And the more he works hard, the way you go up, he's working the same hard to make sure you come down. You understand? That's why you're told you have to walk with God all through. Venye tu ulitoka pale bila kitu, walk with God. Because he's the one who, unasikianga Mungu anasikianga zile vitu wewe hujasikia. He was in meetings that you are not there. You understand? He had things that you did not hear. So you have to walk with God to shield this thing. And I tell you this, fame is a tool. And you can decide to use it, good or badly. Understand? Because with fame, unaweza fanya kitu yote unataka. Watu wanakujua wewe uko fame. Unaweza amua kusnob watu, unaweza amua to take advantage of people. So it's how you use it. And if you use it goodly, the longer it will kaa. Itakaa for long. Una understand? Ifike mahali wasemanga, huyu ako na kiburi, wacha tuone mahali ataenda. You see, when you have people talking bad about whatever you have, it's bad. Watu wanaongelea vibaya, baada wafurahie umepata. Understand? So it's how you use it, and you have to be very responsible. Very responsible, because it comes with a lot of things. Yeah. Much is given, much is expected. Any income that I get, 30% of it, I save it. And part of that saving is to invest in me as a talent. I have to make sure, yeah. Akili yangu ndio ofisi yangu, so I have to make sure that I'm comfortable. You understand? I'm comfortable in terms of I'm not struggling with equipment. I'm not struggling with location, because I saved for it. Some of us out here, they are eating everything. They're getting 100, they're eating 100. And if we never learned from COVID, because you know, mimi ni msanii, nime-MC event leo, najua next weekend si nishatoa poster, client ashad commit, niko na 50%, so next weekend bado tuko show. Hiyo next weekend nakuja, mtu anasema pale ni kwa TV Ministry of Health, anasema nchi yote inafungwa, no gigs. Utakula nini? So I save a lot because I also don't want to abuse this blessing that comes with fame. Understand? Yeah. Tutadanganyana ati kuna pesa. How we use it is what matters. Counts. Yeah. And we are not going to be here for long in terms of fame. We may be fame forever, but the energy won't be the same. So I'm also investing in the future, in the same industry.
Yes.
I need to see that this legacy continues, and I'm also have people that I mentor directly, just to make sure that I also become a blessing to people. And I see hii kitu nilikuja nayo, as Monroe said, you live empty. Whatever you are given, make sure kabla Mungu atuweke, kabla tufike 110 120, tukue isikuage huyu atakuwa isaidia mtu. Understand? So you are given so that you may give. You are blessed so that you may become a blessing to another person. You can't keep everything. But before you become a blessing to other people, be a blessing to yourself in terms of invest in you, save.
Oh, that's powerful. What do you think about the way Kenyans in general treat their artists? I've heard a couple of times, Kenyans, they don't support their musician, which for me is wrong, because I'm always here listening to a lot of artists, local artists. I'm always here attending shows, but there's always that, I don't know if it's a narrative or it's an assumption or it's the reality that Kenyans do not support their own. And sometimes I even try to look at myself. Majority of the people who are watching this show are Kenyans, but they will still
bash.
They are watching right now, but then you'll still find other Kenyans who are like, huyo mste, show zake ni low vibration. I'm like, kuja basi to high vibrate, So I'm just asking, like, what do you think is the relationship between Kenyans and its creatives? And do you think actually the creatives are proud and that's why they tend to receive a bit of negative energy from the audience?
I think both of us receive different energies from our audience, how we relate with the audience. And there are some of us that are not, they can't relate well with their fans. And relating with their fans necessarily does not mean you are meeting physically. I heard you say here you read feedbacks. That is very good. You have a one-on-one. Kuna wenye wengine wana your grace. So everything that you have in terms of feedback, you created it. towards your audiences? How do you relate with them? If you are bad to them, they'll be bad to you. If you're good to them, they'll be good to you. But that does not say you'll miss someone who critiques you. There's someone who people need to differentiate criticizing na hating. There is hate and there is critique. Those are two different things. You understand? And it's okay. You're not here to be loved. Hata wanasemanga mtu anaweza penda no ice cream. Watu asma wapendi pia watu ice cream. So you can't be loved by everyone. You understand? Watu wa homa allergies wapendi watu ice cream. So pia wewe usitarajie kupendwa na kila mtu. But what you need to do is, how do you relate with your people? When it comes in terms of how do we support our artists? I was in Cape Town.
Oh yeah.
Yes. I went in a club for 3 hours. I even went to the DJ and asked him, do you have any Kenyan song to cheze? He said, I don't have that. He played a piano. I don't mean that they don't love us. But you need to see. If you have to walk around an entire country and you don't hear your music,
there's a problem.
But you hear that people music, they have prioritized. They have prioritized their artist. They are in full support.
Yes.
When you're in full support of an artist, that means you subscribe, you buy their music on iTunes,
the merchandise.
The merchandise you buy, you prioritize.
Yeah.
My question is, as Kenyans, have we prioritized our artists? Why are we not proud of them? You understand? Maybe if we were proud of them, it will give them motivation to go to the next level. Why are we having only few artists from us while we have 1 million artists performing internationally? How many of us are going global, including myself? You understand? Have I been, motivated well enough to go global? You understand? Again, it comes back to my point, how you treat yourself, how you carry yourself.
Yeah.
You give people an opportunity, or you tell people how to treat you. I tend to believe how we treat our artists, that is how global people will treat us. Out there, even here, Tanzania, Uganda, they embrace
their people.
Yeah,
I saw somewhere people were trying, I think there was something between Diamond and Zuchu.
Yes.
And I saw some Kenyan now trying to now bash Zuchu, saying I think she's a 12-year-old. And you saw how Tanzanians came.
Yes.
It might be true, but you will not touch our own.
Let me ask you, have you seen those people with their shows? I saw what Sauti Sol did here.
Yes, that was beautiful.
Walijaza. Yes. I want the same to happen to Kativoi. I want the same to happen to... You have seen how Prince Inda anajaza vitu.
Yes.
That is how we should be. We turn out. Tunakuja, inalipo aje twende. How they came for us. We should do that.
But then, the audience would argue, your art is not worth me paying for. Wasanii wamejituma hapa. Ukweli, wasanii wamejituma hapa. And they have their... I don't want to speak about nini kwao. But amidst all these challenges, how are we supporting them? Good.
How are we supporting them? We accept tuko na challenge kwa industry yetu, nini, but how are we supporting them? Because I've seen, if you go to TBT za Diamond, umeziona mahali alikuwa kitoka. Na alikuwa tu akitesa tu.
Yes.
Akitesa. And these people embrace their own. If I have to go there in Cape Town and request for a Kenyan song, na hakuna, that means huyu jamaa to prioritize, hata hajaweka kwa nini yake, hapo kwa laptop yake. Sisi huku nje tumeprioritize nani?
Yeah.
Tutaingia mahali usikize, utasikia muziki wa Kenya. Can you open whatever, kuna mahali unaweza sikiza Kenyan music, because you have a lot, for 1 hour, bila kusikia wimbo ingine. Whichever station you open.
Yeah.
Utasikia 1 hour consecutively bila kusikia any international. Are they doing the same where they are?
No.
Hawa tu tunacheza, wanatucheza hivyo. So tuji-embrace. Na si tujitume.
That's part, tujitume.
But I also think their systems are what, like Econ, ABBA.
Yes.
ABBA?
Yeah.
There's a group called ABBA. Those people are rich, up to date.
The old
because
school
their systems
ABBA.
are right. Yes. Wanakulia royalty yao iko juu. Wanakulia mpaka Econ. Ulisikia wimbo yake ya mwisho lini?
Kitambo sana.
Sean Paul, sijui akina nani? Craig David.
Long time ago.
Good. UB40.
Long time ago.
Because their system, they're right. hata aende azeeke watoto wake wataendelea kukula. Also tukue tu na systems zita support wasanii. Msanii akue comfortable.
But
Ukiinvest 200 unapata times 10.
But now also I love that you've addressed that, because I think sometimes also the artists are tired. Me, there's no way my song will be played the whole year and then you pay me 1,600.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's
have our system.
Put your
right.
systems in order.
We put them in order. Your royalty ikuwe inalipa. Mi hata mimi nakuaga msanii by then nimeweka vitu zangu 1 2 3 na siku hizi mtu anaangalia. But I said let me do it anyway. I'm not going to lower my standard because of what is coming. I believe in the greater vision. So keep going. Keep going. It may not pay right now, but don't stop doing it just because it's not paying here.
Keep going.
You never know. Kuna msichana kama walipiga wimbo moja imeenda ya mwaki inaimbo na wazungu. Enda, just do it. Because sometimes tuna get demoralized na income. Understand? But do it anyway.
And it's hard out there.
It's hard. I know it. I know that pain. Yeah, putting up a post, you get 1 like or 2. Moja ni yako na mwenye ali-upload. There's that pain.
Moja ni yako na Milly.
Na editor.
Yes.
But you don't stop.
Yeah.
Endelea. There is kamoja tu kata kufungukia kaenda.
One day. I keep saying that. By the way, you know, one song, like now you've seen Water. Give me water. That's all. You've seen Mwaki. You've seen Mwaki, particularly Mwaki because we are home. Yeah. You've seen Mwaki, but I was looking at her, the amount of work she has put, even before we knew her. It's crazy. But she kept going and she kept going and she kept going.
Do you know 2020?
Yes.
Alikuwa ametoa wimbo 75. Justina. Alikuwa ametoa wimbo 75. Ndio hiyo mkasikia moja.
2020.
We are 2020. You know 2020?
Justina mambo.
Yeah. Alitoa wimbo 75 ndio hii 2020 ndio ikahit. Kutoka hapo anaimbia mwaka zote na tunasikiza na anapata views.
Na by force mnasikiza.
By force, by fire. Na alienda hivyo, and that's how she created a niche.
Yes.
And you know funny thing, we are waiting. Every 31st you're asking, Justina, hii mwaka ni restoration ama ni blessing.
Like she's all over your face.
Run with it.
Run with it.
Hiyo siku mali katafungukia kimbia. Huyu msichana Priscilla wa Mabinja. Ni binja tu. Niko hapa na. Ni kimbia nayo. Enda ukiendanga. Enda. So that's how you do.
Yes.
Wash. Don't stop.
Tuende kaa tumeenda.
Wash toa moja. Wakubali. Unge Kongo hivyo. Mahali tafungukia tukikimbia. Yeah.
Also know how to generate the revenue.
I commercialize your art.
Commercialize your art. I love what you do.
We have a lot of opportunity people don't know. And I tell people, you have to realize the difference between a trend and a talent. Unajua unaweza yuko talented utrend. How you use that trend? Ndio hapo, that's where you will build your talent. Priscilla. Anatengeneza. Sasa yako na endorsement. Niko na makaa 40. Niko ndani ya maridadi.
Eric nakujia invoice.
Maridadi kapet. Mosho mmoja. Unacheza. Na wewe, Eric atampea pesa.
Eric ampea pesa. Tuende kaa
I'm a client by the way, Eric. There's a couch there at Seattle.
No way.
Yeah.
He's a good man.
Eric mfuko. Siamaido. So run with it.
I love that.
And we go back to that thing. The one people are talking bad about.
Yes.
There was a platform. Did you run with it?
Or did you just
let it go?
Sit there ujihurumie.
So tukimbie.
Kaende. Yes. I love that. People need to go. I love. Me, I love music. I was introduced to ABBA, you know, Okelo Max. Me, I'm just telling you, like, just stop sleeping on that guy.
Let me tell you, there is a lady people don't see. She has been doing global.
Who is this?
Na ajai piga kelele. Susanna huyo.
No, that one.
Unajua anajezanga international.
Yes.
Na ushasikia akipiga mtu kelele?
Nope.
Alijua hawa wazungu wanasikia Kijaluo. England wapi.
That's also, how you run know your audience. Know your audience. Know your audience.
You may be performing to the wrong people.
Maybe.
Nikakupatia vegetarian nyama.
Yes.
You're serving the wrong audience.
You're serving the wrong audience. I love that. Scandal. a lot of things have been said. I don't even want to talk about them here on the show. By your name, the same way it has been on this good side, it's been out there. How did you deal with that how did you deal with that scandal and the cyberbullying that comes with people not wanting to hear your side of the story?
I think I always learn to take time to understand something, and before I also, it is not what happens to you, is how you react after what happens to you happens to you. Yes. That is what that matters, because if this happens to you, whatever the response you give, it may calm it down or aggravate the situation. So I learned to come back and just relax and watch things. Niulize Mungu, okay, sasa hii imekuja tufanye aje? You have to know. And I have a partner, my wife, Milly Chebby, that I share with. We have been victims of cyberbullying for very long time. And we said we are not going to stop people from cyberbullying us. And you're not going to take, those are what we call distractors. Because if someone is talking to, there's someone called Richard in Turkana, you know them?
Who?
Richard
in Turkana. I see where you are
going. You don't know them, right?
I don't know them.
That's why you never talk about them.
Yes.
Understand?
Yes.
People will never attack something that has nothing. They will never. Understand? They will never. So the minute people are, kuna watu wanakuwa wamekungoja hivi. We are all human, we make mistake, and those are our dark sides. But people will wait for that one thing. One highly. So they are waiting for that excuse to show who they are.
Their true colors.
And that's why I say, always protect your talent and your everything with God. Ambia Mungu, wakati hiki tutakuja, Mungu ni ombanga tu hata kama una shida. Just wake up, say thank you God. So that he may give you the grace during these dark sides. Because we are human and we are born to do makosa.
Yes.
You understand? But how we carry ourselves during those situations is what matters. Na utaisimama hapa upendo na kila mtu, na utaiambia watu wache kukuchukia. It is okay. But I tend to believe these are distractors, and the more you grow, the more challenges you will get. What will you do? Am I going to stop and address? You understand? This thing happens like a flight. They always have a last call. Utakaa pale hivi ukibagay na mtu, niuzie ikurio 200 na wanasema last call. They're not going to wait for you, they'll go. So you have to focus. Keep focused. Keep focused. These challenges will come, and they have come.
Yeah.
When we talk of cyberbullying, there's a campaign. I've been doing a campaign for the longest time, but I don't know if people have been able to realize. It's something that I do out of passion. I carry my wife's handbag. It's something I'm used to do. But on the other side, it's something to call off these chauvinistic behaviors. You understand? Because we tend to disgrace our women so much. Mwanamke asikwambie kitu. Umekalia umebeba hii. You understand? We are raising our boys to demean women, which is so wrong. That's why I do that. And I tell people, you talk. But mimi nimefanya kupenda. Sawa? Ukitaka ni attack. So when these things come, and people have really suffered because of cyberbullying, but God gives us grace. Understand?
Yeah.
The same way mtu wa chipo kuna challenge zake. Ndio customer amengojea unapiga ile kitu stima zinakatika. Na zija dry. Sawa? Siku hapo zimesok. You need to understand those are the challenges that people have. And this is our office. But I'm not saying this to support cyberbullying, because a lot of people have committed suicide. A lot of people have developed serious and intense insecurity. You understand? So when we're in this space, there is what we have. And me, I want to speak about myself. I have a vision. In whatever I'm doing in this digital career, this is where I want to go. This is where I want to contribute to this industry. You understand? And these things will come. Zingine, they may be self-inflicted. Zingine zitakufuata.
Yes. Yeah.
You understand? Because we are all human. Na sitakwambia sitakosea, nitakosea. Na mimi ukosea. But we don't need to sit there and glorify dhambi ama we can't sit here and say cyberbullying is poor. Oh, nonanga kusema mpashe, but you don't know what you're doing to that person. And even where we are seated as familiar people or famous people will never give you time to express yourself. They will never. Lynn, saa hizi nikojoe hapa nje. Kabla niseme nilikuwa nimekazwa nenda meeting. Would you rather nikojoe hapa nje ama niingie interview kama nanuka mkojo? Unasema ungeingia ukinuka mkojo uexplainie. Wangekuelewa. Kuliko kukaa hapa uharibu environment. Environment imeharibiwa huko nje
kote.
River inanuka Nairobi
Dandora iko hapo.
Mumeona tu huyu amekojoa. Yani baka najiuliza, so what am I supposed to do? I have to do the right thing. I have to go on. So let's not glorify this thing. Unaonanga watu wakiandika hapo comment, mpashe kama bibi yangu hapo tukipost picha.
Siku yake imefika.
Kama menona. But I say at least you have food. Yeah. At least you have food. So let's not.
Has it ever gotten to you though?
It has never. Mimi nimekuwa chokora. I've been a victim of mob justice. Nimelala bila chakula. My neighbor where we were alikuwa na kifuniko ya sewage. Kukinyesha inaderoka inaingia kwetu. Nimelala njaa. Nimepigwa na mob. Nimetukanwa. Unajua kabla unajua sasa unanitukana, you are abusing my blessing. Umenona? You are reminding me God has blessed me. Umenona? Enda gym. I can afford to go to the gym. Yes. I have that fee. Enda gym. Those are good reminders.
Yeah.
There are days that you will tell me, umenona, it was an insult because I didn't have food. You understand? So sitakangi niingie kwa kichwa hata kuna mimi sijui ni nini naweza niita saa hizi ni nini natafuta matusi moja yenye unaweza niita yenye sijaitwa tangu nikiwa madhare. You understand? Because even God gives us a shield.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
Imagine ungeniambia nimenona na sina pesa ya kwenda gym. Because you need to understand there are people who are working. They are working to look for food. There are people who are working to digest food. So those are good reminders. Yes. Wewe tutukane tu.
Yes.
Wewe ukitukanwa endelea usinyamaze. Because hata wewe no, you don't have that. You are wasting time. Kuna client anapita hapa hivi anataka ku advertise yogurt na wewe.
Yes.
Kuna mtu anataka ku advertise loan because if you can't service yourself, you can't service a loan. Good. All my characters zinataka mtu ameno. Niambie character mmoja yangu yenyewe inataka mtu mkonde.
Hakuna.
Good.
Hakuna.
Nikonde nianze kutafuta character zingine. Sasa mnanipatia, you are taking my career back. Mnanirudisha nyuma. So me hakuna kitu mtu ataniita.
Yes. Nothing new under the sun.
Nothing new on the sun. And I told my wife, sasa tu mimi na kwa mimi kanga hapo tunacheka. Walisema na kitanda ya chuma. I said, oh my God. Hey.
Oh my God.
But it's okay. But also I'm not saying you usikue healthy. But kuna watu wanaona tuko healthy kuliko watu wakonda. Watu wajuangi mambo ya hemoglobin. Umeona. Mimi kila kitu yangu iko sawa.
Yes.
Iko sawa. So
you're good.
But cyberbullying should stop.
It should.
Yeah. I'm starting a campaign very soon and I'll address the country.
For real?
Yes.
I mean it.
Yeah, I'll go there. I need all social media to be switched off by 10. Yeah. People need to, social media mnazima. Saa 4 usiku watu wa bond na familia na nini.
Saa 4? Si saa 3?
Saa 3 good.
Saa 3.
Tuko sawa.
Hiyo ndio tu bond.
Ama saa 2. Yeah.
Yes, ama saa 2.
Kuna vitu pia tunafanya kwa social media si mzuri. We are going to now.
Does it not scare you though?
It scares me because I have kids. I have girls. And I see what people are doing. I'm like, they have really normalized. And you go to those people na wameambiwa kitu wanafanya ni mzuri and I'm so scared. Na mtu kufurahi tuzimie. Kuna India, Nepal, they banned TikTok.
Yeah.
They did like 4 weeks ago. And someone was talking about TikTok, was it in America? There's something I watched called Social Dilemma. If you have time, go watch. The people who build this platform are scared. They said we build a monster that we cannot control. People are switching off and doing everything. It's a tool, but we have to use it the right way. So I think it's right time for me to address this. I may not have another platform to say it. We have good platforms. Let's use them correctly. Understand? Because right now we're embracing a lot of nudity in our social media, in our digital space. That's WhatsApp. Unakaibu umetumio kanude.
Yes, check this
Angalia ndere ya nani? Wewe uko hapo unaniangalia tu nikiwa ndere. Labda mtu and you're so comfortable. Ati na unashare. Umeona hiyo haga ya Terence? What became of us? What became of us? We don't normalize it.
Yes. Ni uchi.
When you get to TikTok, it's crazy. It's crazy. People are there, they're doing things. Mpaka unashindwa na watoto wetu kwa. Someone was talking about, and this is where the government needs to come in and address TikTok directly, because this is what is happening. In America, in China, where this thing was invented, the algorithm. Algorithm is what dictates the social. When these people in China, the algorithm that comes their end is development, is nini. Education.
Nini practicals.
Practicals nini. Zetu, zinakuja vitu mbaya. We need to change our algorithm.
But, because, and yeah, I don't know what's happening, because that has, I have nothing against TikTok.
Neither do I.
But, something is happening here, because number one, I was just observing it the other day. I'm like, number one, they don't even have creators fund. Are we together? People don't even know. A lot of people get paid outside for their content on TikTok. Kenyans have flooded TikTok.
Even Meta, Facebook, we are not being paid. Instagram, we are not being paid.
I have wanted to have this conversation even one-on-one with the government. Meta will not pay creatives. TikTok will not pay creatives. But it's where you find the most rubbish here, especially.
It is our algorithm. If they change it, you know me, I've dictated my algorithm. If there are things that pop up, and they ask you, interested or not interested. So I do not interested. I pick things. So which now I want my algorithm
to look like.
You understand? Because if you this is watoto wamelala tuoneshane nudes. If you like one, they will bring another 10. You understand?
Or 70.
Yeah, or 70. They'll flood. So I believe and I know. I've watched that thing and I know we can control these algorithms and send good algorithm. Huyo mwenye TikTok mwenyewe walisema watoto wake wayuko huko na anawazimianga wanachukuanga kama 2 hours. Say we are raising smart kids. They know how to operate these gadgets. You don't know what these kids are doing. You don't know what they are being told. So I believe serikali inaweza ambia algorithm zetu tunataka zilete maendeleo, zilete engineering, nini. Tuanze kufanya vitu.
Yeah.
Because this is a very good tool. Very good tool. And na inalipa.
You know, I've seen a couple of, thank God we are having this conversation, because I feel like it's time we honestly had it as creatives as well.
To signal.
There was a heated conversation on government taxing creatives, right? And one of the things that came up was, how can you tax something you've not even invested in? That's
my point. I actually addressed that when we were doing Jamhuri. There is an interview we're sending it direct to His Excellency. And I said, enable us to have this money, because they are advertisers all over. And the platform is taking too much from us.
A lot.
And we are giving a lot.
It's like I feel like just it's a conversation people need to have. You know,
jamani. We are trendsetters, and Kenyans are good. We are trendsetters. We make things happen. We make things known globally. Like we have, tuko na video yetu hapa ina trend. Iko huko Nigeria. It's almost 10 million.
It's 10
million. Yeah, less than 72 hours.
Wow.
Imagine alafu hiyo video hakuna pesa itanipea. Yet there is someone else, pesa hata CPM yetu iko chini. Very low. The highest iko Ireland, sijui ni Ireland ama ni Greece ama ni wapi. Uko ni wapi? Na Kenya hapa hata sahi I don't believe there is a country producing more content than we are doing Kenyans. Daily. Kenyan creators are out there creating content. Na hii content haitulipi. You know, we were the first influencers actually for TikTok. They came here, TikTok Africa. I was there. And they never mentioned about monitoring. And if I suggested monetize tupate pesa nini, I still don't have that. I cannot unlock that. It has to come from from His Excellency and the team. They are into the creative economy. They are supporting. But let me say other areas. The area that we are, the digital area, this is where pesa itakuwa hapa. They only need to make one call or two basi. Juali make the first call, wakakuja. Wa make another call. Meta, itufungulie monetization Facebook. Itufungulie monetization Instagram.
Yes.
Hutakuja, utasikia mtu akisema, oh, we have 2 million youths unemployed. Watu wata create content.
I know.
And Wakenya wanajua kujituma. If they stay, wanakeshanga TikTok wakitap-tap, na ni pesa wanakamua na nguvu, what of ile pesa unajua itatoka?
You know, I hosted here, I'm about to exit this topic, but I hosted here I hosted here Judy. Judy is the mom to Kate. Kate is a full-time content creator right now. The mother knows my daughter is now a full-time content creator. So she took her to USIU, but now her daughter is a full-time content creator. So can you imagine having invested that much money in your daughter who is now a successful content creator, but it will take 10 years before you start seeing the fruits of what your daughter is doing. They gotta come correct.
We are not complaining, and I need people to get right. You're not complaining because TikTok is making nothing. They say, hey, but TikTok is a platform. Yes, but they are making out of us.
Because that platform would be there without content.
Yeah, we are uploading content every day, and they are advertisers, they are pop-ups, they are everything. Na watupati wametukata.
Anyways, I hope they listen because it's iko karibu kulipuka. Lakini tuongelele familia sasa. Naona umekuja na bibi.
Yes. Yeah, I'm married. Niko na mke mmoja. In my support system. Soulmate. Nimemwambia huyu ni wa kiama. You know, it's very good when you get someone that really understands you and they imagine ungekuwa na kuna chama nongea na niambia ni DJ, bibi yake si DJ. So go explain bibi yako mbona unaingia kwa nyumba saa 9 asubuhi. Ni hard. Bwana wako anakupigia labda uko hapa anasikia masauti za wanaume uko nyuma akisema and cut. Yes. Are you happy? Ajui ni happiness gani inaulizwa. So I have a supportive system, Milly Chebby, and we are working together in this journey. I thank God that we met in this journey. Yes. We met pale kwa Churchill. That's why that guy, I owe him so much respect. That's why we met, and we are raising our daughters together. Yeah. It's been an amazing journey.
Yes. Yeah. How is fatherhood?
Fatherhood is challenging. Yeah, it's not. Yes. It's challenging, especially unajua sasa pia mabibi zetu ni wa Gen Z. Ni kama ni alpha. Kulikuwa Gen Z ni akina mko category gani?
Sisi tuko pamoja.
Tuko pamoja. Yes, unajua hawa si wale wa niletee maji kwa bafu, mzee amekula. Unajua ile babako alikuwa anaingia mnatoroka. For those who had fathers, nilikuwa nasikia hivyo. Yeah. Sisi ni wazazi digital. So and we face a lot of things, like for example, me and my wife are in this space, the social space. I see people insult her, I see people sending her nudes, and I'm like, okay, so those are the challenges that we face. Watu wanatuma vitu mbaya sana, but we handle it as a family. It's a family business, we have to handle it.
How do you feel that your marriage is out there? If given a choice,
people don't know. What is out there is like an eighth. We choose what we want to be out there. Yes. Understand? But we maintain to be real. And I hope what you have seen here is what you see online. Yes. We try to maintain that because we don't want, for the lack of a better word, we don't want to be fake and send bad signal and mislead people. There are millions that follow us. Yeah. We don't want to show them that this is easy. We don't want to show them... people use differently. I don't want... Sitaki ni kama na attack a particular group of people, but people use their platform differently. As clickbait, you know, that's... People chase clout differently. but for whatever clout because we're in the clout business, but whatever kind of clout you want to send there, you want to send a real clout. Tutaki ni kuamke nikupe pressure. Ujiulize jamaa amechukua gari, sasa ametoka ameenda Dubai, anatoka Dubai aingie Malaysia, akona pesa mingi, ameingia pale duty free, amefanya shopping ya 1 million. Hiyo pesa ikujangi hivyo jameni. You know, we believe in showing people the stairs. And if there's any day that you will wake up and see that I'm misleading you, please DM me niseme hapa ndugu umetupoteza. Because I wouldn't want to lie to you. Nikwambie, it is easy. I wouldn't want to wake up and tell you whatever I have today. It's not a process. I just got it. I woke up, I'm building. I woke up, I have a car. I wake up, my kid is in a good school. No. All these things are process, and I show people process, and I tell people save. I tell people invest. I tell people save in yourself. I tell people be patient with your spouse, grow together. So where we were, we're in the business of, I say, we create and connect.
Yes.
Yeah, we create and connect. We need to connect with you as our audience. Tuambie nini una feel, unaelewa ukona depression. Do you know kuna kitu unaweza weka in depress? Do you know that? Do you know how that's how our fans consume our content?
Yeah.
Unaweza weka hapo hivi
ikuwe moral.
Unaweza weka hapo kigari kabla nipumue, nimekuwekea title deed, nikupe pressure. There's a guy who very grown up. He asked me, unatoanga wapi hiyo pesa? He was not particularly directing it to me, but unatoanga hiyo pesa wapi? Yaani umenunulia bibi yako hii na hii na hii within 1 week. You understand? I'm like, oh, we work, we do, you know. Maybe time ya kureveal ndio labda zinaweza jipata. But everything that we have is a process. It's a process. And I tell people, and I'll repeat, don't follow whatever we post. Yeah, you understand? Because people are posting the glitter. They are not posting the garbage. Understand? There's so much sadness behind. But we try where we are in our space to be real and to show people this is the real life. Whatever we are portraying here is a real life. You understand? And you don't want at any point to mislead you, because I may mislead your emotions. Unaweza mko jiulize kwa nini nafanyanga hii kazi? Why do I go to the office every day? And these people are here content creating. Watu wame content create sasa. Lynn akona gari poa sana. Akona kamera zine. Uache kazi yako, ukikuja hapa ndio ujue hizo likes na subscribers hazikujangi na siku moja.
There you go.
Yeah.
True story.
Let's not, as much as we are creating, and we have a responsibility as people who are in limelight, we have a responsibility to show these young people the right way.
Sell the real image.
Yes, that's why unakuta watoto wanataka kukuwa tajiri haraka. Wameambiwa ingieni platform, mtatengeneza pesa. Wewe. Hey. Ikujangi hivyo. Ati umeamka leo, kesho uko na 100,000 followers, the other time umeanza kutengeneza mamilioni. Never. Usiuliona nani akianza hapa bila mafuta? Aziad. Bila kitamu utawezana. Sasa hii akona mpaka gloves. Process, never forget. Musi aka video kana use gloves, mpaka anavaa gloves, akona makonkong. Bila kitamu utawezana. Unakumbuka ukitanda alikuwa ameparara hapo? But look at her journey. Consistency hivi.
That girl.
Waende waangalie msichana.
By the way, Ziad is also a manuscript.
A very good manuscript.
People should study Ziad.
Ati tu alikuwa na dance tu. No, dance wapi?
Look at her now.
You create a niche.
Yes.
So tusidanganye hapa ati social media ni rahisi, utaingia tu ifanye
endo trend tu video mbili uhamie kileleshwa. It's tough, man. Yeah. But what do you love the most about your wife? What is it about her?
I don't know. I don't know what to say about this lady. I don't know. I lack words to describe, but I just let me sum it up as a blessing.
She's a blessing.
You understand? There is no way, and we normally say, hakuna siku Mungu atakubariki na kitu itakusumbua. God gives sleeps to those who loves. Baraka umepata na ikupe usingizi. Hiyo si baraka complete. Si legit. But I just want to say she's a blessing to me. My first, you know, someone that I can tell things. Though namkasirishanga saa zingine, but tuko hapa ndipo tupo. Nikukasirishe, but he's the only person that I'm comfortable being around, comfortable telling, sharing dreams. You know, kuna watu unaweza share dimu ukitoka hivi jute, guy nimemwambia, woi Jehova, guy
nyota
imeenda. Kama kuna ingine hapa yangu iliibiwa na mtu mpaka nasikia tu uchungu, but ni sawa, nimwachie.
True story.
True story. Unaambia mtu si nyota huwezi iba, hii ni ya Mungu.
Yes.
Unaambia mtu idea, anaenda anaipiga hivyo, alafu saa shida ni anaipiga vibaya. So I really love her. She's a soulmate.
Yeah.
And someone that
yes.
You know, we are able to I keep telling her I'm happy that I'm doing this with you. You know, we are walking this journey together.
You are able to walk the journey together. So congratulations
you so
on
much.
your traditional.
So
invite uliona yezi fika hapa ama kuliendaje?
Kai poleni yake. Tawaita harusi. Nilikosea watu wengi.
Vibaya sana.
Yani mimi unajua mimi sikuangi organizer. Yeye ndio organize kila kitu. Wash nini. Hiyo harusi, hiyo rorashio tulikuwa tumepanga watu 5. Mimi venye tulifika watu sijui 400 sijui 600, I don't know.
But congratulations.
But that was godly. Yani ni kazi ya God.
Yeah.
And people will think that we spend a lot of money on it. No, we just have good relation.
Good.
We have good relationship with good people. Tunajua kuishi na watu vizuri.
Yeah.
We invested well in our social capital. So we have very supportive friends.
That was beautiful.
Very supportive, small neat circle. Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Someone might ask, considering the pressure that gets into legalizing things, or mimi nimekuzalia, tuko na watoto. Someone would be like, what took you so long? You know, kwenda kufanya the traditions. You know, especially for young men, because I feel like there's that pressure that comes with to date miaka 2 then uniowe, siwezi kana mwanaume kama hakuna pete. So what took you so long?
The reason why wazee upiganga simu 3 hours before wakisema tutengenezee tumbukiza. It's a process. Lazima uache ive ifike. So having had she had her past, when ilikuwa in terms of relationship and challenges, I have my past in terms of relationship and the challenges. So we really need you are told before you marry someone, before you get to date someone, know their religious status, know what is their thing, what they think, finances, political, know even their generation, watu wao wanakaa aje, unaelewa? Jua the likes and everything. People today nowadays relationships zinakuwa haraka sana. Ni DM tu, niaje uko free, come hivyo. Niaje hi, niaje, it's like I'm not my periods whatever nini, I'm pregnant, we are pregnant, okay so we are moving. No, we can't marry in 2 weeks. Date marry in 2 weeks. Move in. No, we can't. We need no. Hata kama ni love at first sight. Yetu inaweza kuwa love at first sight. Love at first sight, go home, think about it, pray about it. So we took around 5 years because my wife was very particular. She was very particular. Oh my God, mimi nataka, siwezi taka mtoto wangu akuje ateseke, siwezi taka niendange clinic bila gari. That was because tulikuwa tumepitia mengi hapa kwa matatu. Sexual assault nini, anagusa matako. Yani ni vitu zingine mbaya. So we had to take time, and I was talking to her. I saw about Pastor Lovey said, Jana said, don't get someone's daughter if you're not ready for them to take care of them, ready for them with a vision, ready for them with where you're going. So my wife always wanted to be sure that ni wewe nataka, na you are clean, yani umemalizana na kila kitu, you are ready for us to put up a family, you are ready for us, we walk this journey together, you understand? So that's why it took time, because pia hiyo time na mimi nilikuwa na mashitani zangu, nilikuwa na challenges zangu, so there was a lot going on. So she had to be sure that iki kiboy kimerekebika, na ukinicompare sasa na kitambo, I think I'm more responsible, and hata yanashanganga, and there's a certain focus.
Neema.
So and kuna neema ya Bwana. So until venye aliona niko focus, that I can decide sasa nimechagua ni wewe. Na pia mimi nikaamua ni wewe, and I normally tell the people this is what I choose. And what I choose, and I ask God, bless this marriage, I'm going with it. Whatever comes in, those are challenges. This is a journey we are doing together. Whatever may, because we are already decide.
Yes.
Na you know, you pray about it, you commit yourself to it. So tukasema hapa ndio tunasonga nayo. Yeah, that's why it took long. Yeah.
There are people who have had a different way of viewing her. Is her wanting the best for herself mistaken for kukukalia?
I love that. I love that. And I'll say this very vehemently. Vehement is an English word. So there's the most dangerous thing is to have a man who is ungovernable. Freedom and whatever men call space can ruin you if you don't have an accountability partner. She is an accountability partner to me, and she tend to be so strict in terms of, this is the vision that we have, this is the dream that we have. We have to achieve it. You understand? And a listening man will always be mistaken kama mtu amekaliwa. I've been to both. Nimekuwa na mahali sisikizi na mahali nasikiza, what they are now calling kukaliwa. There is nothing like kukaliwa. Huwezi kalia binadamu. You understand? And for a man, for you to grow, you have to listen to. There is a certain thing that God puts in a woman, especially mtu wako, that can never. There are certain blessings that are directly attached to your wife or your spouse. Niongeze volume. A certain blessing. Yani hii blessing iko, na sisemi ati sasa ndio impe kiburi. Juu hata labda hata yajui. But there are things that will always work. When you are together, you are working together, they will always work. And hata we utafeel when you are away, some things are not working. And it only takes God's, unajua kuna mali Mungu kuongelesha, anakuongelea, there is that voice akwambia, this is where I've kept you, and this is my medium of communication to you. So many people that listen to their wives, they grow. Nishaona watu wako na kiburi, wako na pesa, mimi mwanamke ataniambia chochote, and they go down the drain with all their money and their dignity and everything. So mimi hakuna mali nimekaliwa, bibi yangu hawezi nikalia. Mimi ni mtu wa Mathare, Mlango Kubwa, mimi hawezi nikalia. It's only that she so much hold dearly our visions and dreams. And I tell you what, the things that we dreamed about a few years ago, 5 years ago, there are years that I never listened to her and things went bad. There are years kiliniramba. Unaona kitu kimekuramba lakini bado imekuramba mpaka unatoka ngozi. Unalamba nini akijameni nini kimeniramba proper. So when I chose, I tell you one thing as I proceed, I sum it up. Ego is the enemy. There's a book called Ego is the Enemy. If you read that book, everything that happens to a man particularly is because of their ego. Ego yangu inaweza niambia, msichana asiniambie anything. I can decide to detach. And once you detach, you give the devil a good, proper time for him to devour you. So me, I chose to listen to my wife. There's different ya kusikiza bibi yako na kukaliwa na bibi yako. Kwa hivyo mimi usikiza bibi yangu. You understand? So ile time utakuja kuniongelesha aikwambia, I need to talk to my wife first. Unasema, hiki kimekaliwa. Unajua kwa nini? Juu hiyo kitu, unajua hiyo kitu umeniambia, unataka kunipoteza lakini ikisikiza pale I'll get a different wisdom. Yeah, so that's people should take that. But anyway, hata kama nimekaliwa, if you're saying that, it is working for me. Wewe endelea tu mali yuko.
Blessings zinaonekana.
And I don't embrace chauvinism.
Blessings zinaonekana sana. I'm happy for you, bro. It's beautiful. So love looks beautiful on sana. You guys.
Ni watu tu wanakuja kuiharibu.
Ni watu tu. But
Shetani muongo.
Ni muongo. But it looks beautiful on you. I'm proud of you.
Asante.
You've done amazing.
Asante.
True story.
Yes.
You've done amazing. And I can't wait to see what the future holds for you.
Amen.
I love that you are conscious. You want to be an active participant, especially in this industry. I always say sometimes only a creative can understand another creative.
Kabisa.
Hii kitu si watu wengi wanaweza elewa. It takes like one creative to understand another. And I love that you are actively participating in wanting to see changes, even in this industry. But before I let you go, what would you say are 3 things in life that has gotten you where you are right now?
3 things that
have helped you to get to where you are?
First of all, God, there is discipline.
Yes.
After discipline, there's a certain focus. There's a vision. You write down your vision. You're halfway there. As I said, before you embark a journey, you need to know where you are going. So always pray to God to know where you're going, because there are very many directions, but only one will take you. Understand? The other thing is have a smaller useful circle. Smaller useful circle. And always pray to God to give you destiny helpers. Yeah, because those ones, it's like God, them, then you and your dream there. But most likely, above everything, you have to put discipline. And you have to sacrifice. You have to sacrifice. And you have to save. When you save time, you save your energy. Kulala mapema, you're investing in your energy. You understand? You kujinyima kwenda club, kwenda wapi, kujinyima sherehe leo, you're saving yourself. You're saving your coin. You understand? You have to save nika to sacrifice. There's a lot that you have to sacrifice because a certain thing comes with certain sacrifices. For where you're going, you have to, you understand? If you need $1 million, you want to be a millionaire, you have to do what millionaires do. If you want to be a billionaire, you have to do what billionaires do.
Period.
And hizo zote ni sacrifice.
Yes.
Na hakuna maisha rahisi.
Hakuna cha rahisi pia.
Hakuna
cha rahisi. But we've been given enough strength to keep pushing day in.
Enough grace.
Enough grace to keep pushing.
Yeah.
I'm about to let you go, but before I do that, congratulations on Wash for
Thank you so much.
Look at you.
Thank you so much.
Creating an entire,
That was godly, man. Hata sasa tujaamini.
Man, how does it make you feel though when you see the support you keep getting from your people day in, day out?
These people love me so much, and I thank you so much to all my online family. And people in diaspora and everything. The reason why I did, Wash is something that we did for the first time.
Yes.
In terms of setting up performance and
stage.
People can come. We have been doing other people's shows, setting up for them, and this was our time to do something for us. And the reason I used to say to people, hii ni ya Mungu, because this was to prove someone that there's nothing that I say this, that success is not a private entity. Anybody can acquire it so long as you have the right tools. Understand? Hiyo kitu ya kusema hii ni ya hawa, hii si yako. So the reason why we did that is to face something that we've never faced. In terms of to put up, set up, tufanye kitu, we take our production to the next level. It was a challenge to us. And it's a challenge that comes with faith. Nasema, God, si tunataka kufanya kitu. We have never done this before, but we are going for it.
Yes.
Because we dare. We dare. We take that risk. Na tunaambia Mungu mbele, we are doing our best. And that's what we did. So it was to show someone out there. Probably you're saying, I want to do this. Nataka kusomea hii. Nataka kufanya hii. Siwezangi. Naogopanga. Naonanga watu wanafanya. No. Just go for it. Risk it, and it will go through. I thank people. People really showed up, and they have also showed up we put it on our website, www.terence.ke. They are still continuing to watch there, and it was very, very amazing. We had an amazing team from Art First Media, our production team, and everyone that came there. It was like a confirmation from God that this is what I send you to do. This is your purpose. And you're not going to stop. We were accredited. We were given. We are now certified as filmmakers. Yes. So
good job.
We are to more films.
Good job.
And we keep this industry moving.
Is that how the future looks like for you? More films, more
God keeps surprising me. I don't know. But that is the future. That is what I envision. Yeah, because we need to give pride to this industry. We need to give confidence to this industry, And I don't know why the government has taken too long before they categorize digital creators as a career. You understand? We need to,
tough out here, man.
Mtu asemanga, I'm a doctor. I need to say I'm a digital creator and put it in my CV.
Yes.
You know, I need to be
niweko
kwa NSSF because mi ni digital creator. Nataka loan hapa, I'm a digital creator. The same unapatia daktari, unapatia engineer, unapatia mwalimu. Nipeni pia mimi. So let's not take long before we categorize digital creators as a career in Kenya. Because it is. And actually doing better than other careers.
Yes.
You understand?
It's doing a lot.
So Wash was a confirmation from God that you guys go, keep going, and people showed up. My friend, people who never showed up, they showed up. You know, even those in
they
diaspora,
showed up and showed out.
Yeah, they showed up and showed up. Sema, chukueni pesa, nunulieni watu ticket wakuje. People in diaspora, God bless you so much. Yes. They really, people in Dubai, UAE, they supported us. We had very much support from people in the UAE. We had so much support from certain senior people like MPOs or a lot of people senior walitu, yani they said we fanya hiki kitu tunakuja, and unajua ilikuwa imechukua 2 years kabla tufanye Wash. But I don't think they are ready for whatever we are about to produce.
Now bring it on.
In terms of tuko na mingi. Wash 5 is steamer.
Bring it on.
We have other thing.
Nitawatangazia
mtuki. Yes. Yeah, in the kabla mwaka ifike katikati hapo tutakuwa tumetangazia. We also have some mini series we are doing on our YouTube channel. And we also having a mentorship program.
Wow.
And as I said, I wouldn't want to be selfish. I want to see some like 10, 20 Terence Creative. Hii style ni yangu. You know, I want to give it out.
Give it out.
Yeah, I want
to die empty.
Yeah. Yes. Usikuje na, yes. By the time nasema I hang my boots, there are people representing out there. Beautiful. Direct beneficiaries, you understand, of my mentorship and guidance.
Yeah.
And we are very much open to work with young people.
Yeah.
Because they have the energy and they'll give us what we want in this industry. Yeah.
Go you.
Thank you.
You've done good.
Yes.
And I'm happy we finally got to have this conversation.
Yeah.
Na msiniulize Milly ako wapi anakuja next week. You know, I'm happy.
She has her story, by the way. My wife.
That's why I didn't want to like combine it because I feel like everyone has a story, but you're one. But it's also good for people to get to know her for who she is. It's not fair when people say Milly, bibi ya Terence, ama Terence, bwana ya Milly.
Milly Chebby is a solo brand.
Yes. Which is good.
Yes.
Tumaliza hii kitu. Ama kuna kitu ulikuwa unataka kuongelelea?
Sitaki kuongelea tu, nasema tu Mungu awabariki.
Amen.
Tuendelee kufanya kazi town. Kila mtu alikuja kutafuta. And I say keki ni kubwa. It's too big. If you don't like the flavor, the kitchen is open. You can bake to your taste and to your liking.
Is this the part we say?
Yeah.
Like Drake said, this me you'll never hear a reply from me.
Yeah.
Hey, keki ni kubwa.
Yeah.
Na usipotaka hiyo flavor,
ingia jikoni.
Bake your tiramisu.
Yeah.
Man, it's been amazing having you.
Thank you so much for having me.
I feel like I've achieved one of my longest.
Me too, I've achieved.
Wewe, ukaribu tu menichapo na watu wangu hapo wakifikiria ni mimi sitaki kufanya show na wewe. Guys, I can show you my screenshot. I'm always Terence. So even jana, niliamka nikaona comments.
That is like, so good.
Terence,
and I hope it inspires someone out there.
No, it will. It has inspired me greatly. It has inspired me greatly.
You look where we are, where we were from and where we are. Ni mambo ya Mungu.
Yeah, ni mambo ya Mungu.
And there is something for everyone. It may take, you know, sitaki kuhubiri because we are people.
Tuambie maybe ndio neno ya leo.
No, you see, when God takes time, it does not mean that he's not aware.
Yes.
Yeah, he is aware. Yeah.
That's a powerful take home. When God takes time, it doesn't mean he's not aware. Yeah. He's aware. Yeah. Mic drop.
Kwa msichana Mora.
Scholar.
Mic drop.
Mic drop. Guys, what a show. What a powerful conversation, man. I just feel like I was just here chilling with my big brother.
Yes.
You know, I was just here chilling with my big brother.
Yes. I'm happy we had this.
Yes. Go you. May you go out there and conquer.
Amen.
May paths open, may doors open for
Same
you.
To you.
Yeah.
Whatever you wish for me,
yes,
may it happen to you as well.
See you at the top.
Yeah.
Yes.
The topper.
Yeah. Topper.
Yeah.
The topper.
Maybe.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
yes, it's been amazing. But before I let you go, few things I've always been told by my people to ask. Can you mentor one person for us from the audience?
From the audience? Particularly, yes, I can. I may never promise them my whole time,
yes,
because I have to run things, but I'll assure them they'll be good.
Okay.
Because where I am and from what I've gone through, whatever I've been bestowed to me is to enable you.
Good.
Not to be dependent, but to be independent. So that's what I want to do. Yeah. Kuna msaada naweza kupatia ikuharibu, but I like kupea mtu msaada.
Yes.
I may help you become comfortable. I don't want you to be comfortable, because life is not comfortable.
Learn to fish.
Success is not comfortable. So I don't believe in that. What did you say, fish what?
No, like I can't give you a fish. I'll teach you how to fish.
No, I don't teach you how to fish.
Yes.
Now I'll teach you how to own a pond.
Oh.
Yeah.
Lakini saa lazima ungeshainisi bye guys.
So yeah, I'm open to that.
Yeah, when you start your mentorship program, let me know that we can at least.
We are on. Yeah, we
Yes.
will mentor.
Good.
We will mentor.
Lastly.
And actually, yes.
No, go on.
No. I like basically helping people who are in so much addicted to smoking.
Yes.
So those one I open up a group so people can join.
There's a group.
Yeah, there's a group. So sigara na mashisha zimelemea watu na hizi mavelo sijui.
Yeah.
So we like, they sound fancy, but they're gonna catch up with you.
They'll catch up with you. Good. Lastly, who would you like to see sitting on that chair? Who do you think we should have? Don't say Milly, she's coming already. But who else would you like for us to have on this platform?
I think Churchill.
Oh, that day is coming. Yeah. I mean, can interview Churchill. What?
If he calls you, just go where he is.
No, I will go. No, like I can if he says
But I would want him to
be.
I know there's a blessing with that guy.
Amen. Amen.
There's a blessing.
Yes.
I just need people to hear
from him. I'll let you know when that happens.
It will happen. God is able.
But I'm happy there are enough of
Eric has been here.
I interviewed him way back in Tuko, but Eric is good man. Yeah, maybe we
but I really need Churchill to be here.
Okay.
I will be happy.
Gotcha.
I will come and listen.
For real?
Yes.
I'll let you know when that happens. Yes. I'll let you know when that happens. Overall, this has been such a built-in conversation even for me. I've learned a lot from you. You're deep, you know?
Yes.
Not in a, like, Terence, God akubless.
Asante.
God to make tunaiza tu sema. Kuna ati story mo. God aendelee tu kukubless. Asante. You don't know what you're doing for people out there, young men out there. You've invited us to your flows, your success, your journey, and we have learned a lot. Even me right now sitting on this side, I've learned a lot. Different mindset, different perspective, So I appreciate you.
Asante.
Yeah, go out and conquer, as I said, and may God bless you.
Amen.
And to everyone that is watching, you know what we do. On the comment section, let me know what your take home is. I think I have fulfilled your desire, finally brought him, and I know you guys are happy with this conversation. You can always link up with him. His socials are on your screen. Also, if you want to catch Wash 4, the link will be pinned on the comment section. You can go and watch it if you've not been able to watch. And above all, haki ya Mungu, tusiwahi acha pahali tumetoka ikue our determining factor. We are meant for more. Yani God anakuanga tu na plan yake. Sijui, me, this one is for my people in Huruma, Mlango, Isili, Mathare. God has a plan. And God has a plan. He has a plan. He has a plan. And I'm wishing you all the best wherever you are. Just look at him or look at me and see what God can do.
God is aware.
Well, God is aware. Just because he's silent does not mean he's not aware. He's aware. And for me, forever and ever, always grateful, as I say, to the giver of this gift and not the gift itself. Thank you for watching. To my team that puts this work together, I appreciate you. Everyone that just supports us in whichever way, I appreciate you. Even to Eric, shout out ya maridadi ilishafanywa na Terence. So Eric, we appreciate you. Thank you. You know, Eric was our first partner.
Oh, nice.
Maridadi was our first partner. He believed in this dream, you know, and he's a good man. So Eric and the team, thank you so much, and to you guys for watching. Mi usema hakuna kitu mbaya ka upike chakula alafu ikose kukuliwa na watu. So I love that when we cook, you guys are ready to come and just eat with us. So I appreciate you. If you want to share your story, of course, you know where to find me. info@lnn.digital. Nasikia niwafanyie tu mic drop. This has been amazing. So I'ma see you guys tomorrow, 10 a.m. God bless. Bye.
God bless you. Bye.
Amina.
Bye-bye.